And it's another Chamber of Commerce afternoon in St. Petersburg, Florida. And it's the DC United. It is DC United versus the Philadelphia Union as the Rowdies Suncoast Invitational continues. And you are looking at Al Lang Stadium, home of the Tampa Bay Rowdies, as the teams take their way onto the field. Mike Pepper alongside Lee Godfrey, and Heather Donnelly will be with us on the field today as well, Lee. And this is the second game, and we're getting an opportunity. It is preseason action, but DC United, who beat the Rowdies 1-0 here on Saturday night, and the Philadelphia Union, who is training right here in Clearwater, getting a chance to match up on the field.
Yeah, it's an amazing night, perfect afternoon for a game here at Al Lang Stadium. It'll be interesting to see how DC United changes their lineups. Ben Olsen has to get things together quickly for his CONCACAF Champions League games, so he made a lot of changes about the 60th minute on Wednesday night. It'll be interesting. Like we said, we know Bobby Boswell is going to come into the lineup on that back line, one of their MLS veterans. And for the Philadelphia Union, a big change, a real rebuild in their team. They do have that constant factor in Sebastian Letou up top, but bringing in CJ Sapong from Sporting Kansas City, and Chris Pontius, he was the longest serving member of DC United, now has to flip over to the other side of the pitch to take on his old team, being a member of the Philadelphia Union. So it will be exciting to see. I'm not sure, again, if results are the biggest issue for these coaches tonight, and how they do play out, whether or not they're going to have wholesale changes after 45 minutes of play, or try to get them 60, 70 minutes leading up to MLS first kick.
I think you absolutely hit it right there on the head when you start talking about those minutes. And we got kickoff that will be coming up next. The teams are being introduced, and we will come back. And you are watching Rowdies Suncoast Invitational live from Al Lang Stadium, which is home of the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Can't even see that one.
Oh, just a couple more.
Well, how's he getting on?
Just 4 over.
Again, water coming off the bill of his head.
Sweat, isn't it?
You warm enough? I'm warm enough, yeah.
Yes. So when do you think you'll turn professional?
I know I have to keep working hard to keep getting better and better.
On the tee, Tiger Woods. From Northern Ireland, Roy McIlroy.
Good shot, Evan.
Can you feel it? That vibe. It's here on America's best beaches. Feel it in unique mashups of amazing, crazy, and wow. So within every moment, you live amplified. St. Pete Clearwater, solar powered and radiating 1 million megawatts of possibility. Dive in deeper at liveamplified.com.
At St. Anthony's, we're not just a hospital.
We're St. Pete's newest emergency center with all private rooms for your comfort.
We are a comprehensive breast center, giving you care and compassion when you need it most.
We're your neighborhood family physician, and we're here to take care of you.
We're a healthcare team striving to make your visit easy and comfortable.
At St. Anthony's, we're your connection to exceptional care.
Last year, Bud Light built a town called Whatever USA and invited anyone who enjoys spontaneous awesomeness to become its citizens.
It's like Christmas, my birthday, Mardi Gras all combined. This is unreal. It's like my best dream.
Are you up for whatever?
But
weather, drinking beer, it's awesome. Where am I? This is amazing.
And all that's standing between you and a chance at is sharing a 15-second audition video. Tell us why you should go using #UpForWhatever and #audition.
And welcome back to Al Lang Stadium, home of the Tampa Bay Rowdies, where we are preseason action here at the Rowdy Suncoast Invitational between DC United and the Philadelphia Union. And before we tell you the formations, let's check in with Heather Donnelly, who is on the sideline. Heather?
Hi, Mike. One guy to keep an eye on in tonight's game is DC United defender Bobby Boswell. He didn't get to play on Saturday night when DC United took on the Rowdies here at Al Lang Stadium, but he's a Tampa Bay native, and he was a little bit bummed out that he didn't get to play in that game because he says he used to go to Rowdies games as a kid. He even knew the Rowdies Kick in the Grass song that plays before kickoff. He says he was singing it, and his teammates were saying, "How do you know this song?" But he's really excited to be back in his hometown getting the opportunity to play. Guys?
Thanks, Heather. And here is a look at the Philadelphia Union League.
Yeah, they're playing a 4-5-1. Interesting up top. Chris Pontius, former member of DC United. CJ Sapong on the team, and Sebastian Letou bring out the attack for the Philadelphia Union. And for DC United, a very similar lineup to what we saw on Wednesday night. And like Heather had just mentioned, Bobby Boswell at center back, number 32, getting a start for DC United, and head coach Ben Olsen as they continue to build towards their CONCACAF Champions League quarterfinal matches that they have before MLS regular season kicks off. So they have to speed things up a little bit, Mike, as far as the preparation and figuring out what their first team will be, unlike the other teams down here that have that little added luxury of time before the season starts.
Philadelphia kicks off to start. They'll go right to left on your screen, wearing the all-white. DC United in black with the red trim, and a long ball up front. It's going to find its way all the way back to Dykstra in goal. Yeah, talking a little bit with Ben Olsen and Jim Curtin before the games. You know, DC's about 1 week ahead of everyone, and of course that is because, as you mentioned, the CONCACAF Champions League, where they'll be in Mexico come Tuesday, playing a big game against Querétaro. And we'll see. Philadelphia, and Jim Curtin said at that point as an offsides is on the call, the long ball. Jim Curtin did say that, yeah, it'll be a good test. He likes to see, because they are that 1 week ahead, and they're trying to change things up, particularly in the midfield. And between the three guys defensively and adding those two, as you mentioned, Pontius in there, should be make for an interesting challenge today.
Yeah, it certainly will, and it'll be interesting to see when we see as well Maurice Adu come into the lineup for the Philadelphia Union. Of course, back in 2007, he came into MLS as a member of Toronto FC and was Rookie of the Year before going over to Glasgow to play for Rangers, and then came back over to MLS after a few different stints with clubs after the Rangers were found to have had some financial difficulties and were sent down a couple of divisions in the Scottish Premier League, which allowed a lot of these players to find new homes. But Adu has been on the Union now for a little while. Sebastian Letou playing out there right now, number 9 on the Union, a favorite of the club, and was traded away, and fans, the Sons of Ben, their supporters group, were up in arms, and good to see Sebastian Letou back on the Philadelphia Union, as he really does call that home. Philadelphia, great stop on the MLS tour.
Well, the Union will play it out of the back, looking to go forward. Ball sent up by Marquez, looking for Sapong.
One of the things that both sides are going to have to be aware of this afternoon, Mike, is just that, the fact that it is an afternoon game here at Al Lang Stadium. It's a beautiful day, but it's hot down on the pitch, and as well, the sun. When you play that 7 o'clock kickoff time, you really only have to worry about that for maybe the first 45 minutes, depending on what side of the field or what direction you're going in. But right now, that sun is going to be an issue out there as far as getting into the players' eyes when any balls are up in the air.
Yeah, we'll see it there. It's kind of a little bit more across as the winter sun a little bit further south, but you're right, especially as the second half comes into play and it sets lower into that western sky. Field kind of runs almost a southwest to, or excuse me, a southeast to northwest direction, maybe just a little bit off from there, but there is no wind to speak of right now, but we'll find generally it will kind of pick up in the later afternoon. A long ball now sent across, and that is Fabinho from his left back, and a shot on net on the ball sent all the way across. Fabinho had come up from his left back position. Shot was able to be taken, and it's right at Dykstra.
You know, Dykstra really not tested too much in that first half against the Rowdies. It was the second half where the Rowdies really did pour it on and create some scoring opportunities. Chris Konopka, of course, is the keeper in on trial for DC United. Former Toronto FC keeper, playing 21 matches last season for Toronto FC, winning 11 of those. But both him and Joe Bendick released. Joe Bendick has picked up with Orlando City as well, with Stuart Kerr, the goalkeeping coach, going there too.
Philadelphia, possession in the midfield. It's Allberg. Now Noguera. Fabinho from his left back again. Just possession for now for Philadelphia.
Well, Ben Olsen in his rebuild of DC United, one of the big figures is getting into that back line tonight, as we talked about already, in Boswell. And he's just been the consummate MLS veteran. Very good when he was with the Houston Dynamo, and Houston kind of gave up on him, thinking he may have been a little bit too old. But DC United pick him up, and once again he finds himself as an MLS All-Star.
Well, Sapong has it, and it's cleared up and away, just not really far away, but Sapong will try and run onto it. First one there is DC United's. Franklin now sent along by Dykstra. Nicely brought down by Tribbett. Be off of DC United for a Philadelphia throw. Little shove from Fabi Espindola. As he's called, and a free kick will be for the Union, just inside their half.
Well, the Philadelphia Union hoping, like I said, those top three will really provide some offense for the Union this year. Sebastian Letou has always been able to find the back of the net. CJ Sapong with Sporting Kansas City, and Chris Pontius was a mainstay with DC United, and it hopefully will really help that Philadelphia Union attack. They had such a bright start in Major League Soccer, making the playoffs in their second year of play, which is just crazy when you consider Toronto FC only made the playoffs for the first time in club history last season. So a lot of expectations in Philadelphia to get back to that level of playoff football.
And a shot off the post, and now the rebound and a goal. Philadelphia has scored the goal, and that is Letou, who left foots the rebound off the crossbar into the side netting. It's 1-0 Philadelphia.
Yeah, just like we were talking about there, Mike, about offense on the Philadelphia Union, and there it is. And you see, it looks like, it is Chris Pontius making the cross, Sapong getting a touch on it, and goes off the crossbar, and there's Sebastian Letou as the back four of DC United get caught a little bit ball watching, and really just see that come off the post and don't pick up a player after it comes off the bar, and Sebastian Letou is there to bang that ball home to give the Philadelphia Union a 1-0 lead here in the 8th now minute of play.
Well finished, and you wonder if that ball at the crossbar, and just good hustle, was able to find Philadelphia on the loose end of that. DC United. It's Franklin in his right back position forward, and now they'll switch it all the way across. Acosta has it taken off of him by Noguera.
Well, Acosta, the young Argentinian player, part of the Boca Juniors program, and he is on trial here, and he played a role in that game Wednesday night against the Rowdies. And there you see the foul against Acosta, and that was the type of play that he had Wednesday night against the Rowdies. A little bit of a controversial play against Darnell King to allow the play to continue, and Espindola was able to get the pass from Acosta to give them that 1-0 lead. And so certainly he's getting a lot of touches on the ball, making himself seen to Ben Olsen to see if this is a type of player that they would like to sign for the upcoming MLS season.
Rowdy's Suncoast Invitational. Of course, 6 MLS teams. You're watching Philadelphia Union, DC United. Later today will be NYCFC versus the Montreal Impact right here at 7 o'clock. And then, of course, the other teams involved, Toronto FC and the New York Red Bulls, as well as the Tampa Bay Rowdies. It's going to be into the bench. DC United will throw in.
A lot of star power in the games today, especially tonight. Didier Drogba arriving late into camp for the Montreal Impact because of weather. It'll be interesting to see if he does get any minutes tonight. And on the other side of the ball, you have Pirlo, David Villa, and of course Frank Lampard. So, of course, Drogba and Lampard, both former teammates of Chelsea.
Long ball across. It's going to go over the head and it'll go over the inline for a goal kick.
Dykstra getting a lot of minutes for DC United. It appears that Ben Olsen will lean on him to be the starting keeper with Bill Hamid out for an extended period of time after surgery on that right knee, an injury that he had, I believe, while with the U.S. national team program. So 2 hard knocks there, not only to DC, but to Jurgen Klinsmann's side as they're going through World Cup qualifying.
And when you mentioned, of course, Hamid, Andre Blake is now the starter here for Philadelphia. Very athletic, coming back from his own injury. Let's check in with Heather Donnelly, who's on the sideline. Heather? As it's offsides, and we'll go ahead, Heather.
You got me, Mike?
Yeah, we do have
All right.
you.
You guys were talking about Luciano Acosta there, and I don't know if you can tell from the high angle that you all are seeing and that our viewers might be seeing, but he is a very tiny guy. He's 5'3", by far the smallest guy out there on the field. But like you mentioned in the game against the Rowdies, he had a very physical play against Rowdies defender Darnell King, where he basically pulled him out of bounds to make the cross. So though he is small, he's definitely making his presence known out there on the field. Guys?
Thanks, Heather. Yeah, lots of experience internationally, too, so certainly knows the physical play involved. And when you can pull someone over and get away with it, why not? And it just so happened to be the other night, but breaks go either way. Now a long ball here. Nella 2 trying to run onto it. He does. He pulls it into the corner. He's got help. Can he cut it inside? He does, but still having to run away from the actions. Barnetta. And Philadelphia will have to just keep it. Possession towards midfield. And Tribbett will send it into the third. His pass is taken away, and now trying on the counter. Spindola cannot hold on to it. Philadelphia maybe with a bad pass there, and it is. And DC United can't capitalize on it as that ball will roll all the way back to Blake.
Well, Blake getting in a few games last season for the Philadelphia Union in goal, and over the last 2 years have played 7 complete games over 2014 and 2015 season. Young Jamaican player, possibly on the radar as well for their national team, only 25 years old.
12.5 minutes gone by here at Alling Stadium, which is home of the Tampa Bay Rowdies, who will be in action on Saturday night against this Philadelphia Union team. Tribbett will give it back to his keeper, Blake. Costa challenging him a bit, but able to switch the field. See if they can catch DC out of position. United will take possession of the ball. Sarvis. Gets to Acosta. Now they'll use the sideline. Looks like Franklin. Correction, that's Kemp. Chipped into the box, and Blake is the first one there as Miyako can't get there.
Well, after that early goal by Sebastian Latu, DC United doing a good job of controlling the midfield, getting a lot of passes, a lot of possession, one-touch passing, and trying to move that ball up the field, just unable to connect at the top of the 18.
And again, talking with Coach Curtin and Coach Olson in the pregame as a turnover here. So Acosta has it behind the defender. He's pushed over from behind and will earn the free kick about 25 yards out at a pretty good angle as well. And Acosta came in. It was a bad pass turnover that ended up leading to that breakaway.
Yeah, sometimes they say, you know, there is actually a good foul out there, and that may have been a good one because of the position that Acosta was in after that giveaway. As you see here, he had a little bit of space, and so no question there by the referee to call it, but it's certainly in a dangerous area here and a good opportunity for DC United to try out their set pieces here early in preseason.
Now the wall's set. Looks like about 14 yards out, so we'll say he's 24 yards out. 5-man wall set up on the near post. Looks like Acosta on the right foot and Fabi on the left foot. And it'll be Acosta into the middle of the wall. Rebound bounces out. Now sent in. Everyone stays on sides. Nyako does at least, but it will go over his head. It will be a goal kick. Opportunity disappeared there, and a not very well taken free kick by DC United.
Yeah, you could see Acosta there look down towards the grass, disappointed in himself, basically just kicked it right into the wall. It wasn't over it. It wasn't trying to get under the players, jumping up right in the midsection of that wall. That wasn't going to do anything. So a little bit disappointing there from him. But the good news is how much he's already been involved again in this game, Mike. His name is coming up a lot. It did on Wednesday, and it is so far this afternoon, on Saturday night rather. This is now Wednesday. It's confusing us here, midweek games here at Al Lang Stadium.
Yeah. Maybe some verbiage by Sarvis that wasn't well received by your referee, Sabiga, Robert Sabiga. Throw in for the Union. Now sent wide to Fabinho. Just a verbal warning, though, to kind of conclude the thought about what the coach has said. Coach Curtin admitting that DC United would be about a week ahead, and they do have to get ready for that game in Mexico next week. But Ben Olsen expecting his guys to go about 70 minutes. That's the plan. 60 minutes for Philadelphia. And that one's poked away by Tribbett, but still run on to. Now the loose ball taken by Niguera. Fabinho comes up from the outside. So best laid plan, 60 minutes for the Philadelphia starters, plus kind of generally making those subs. 70 minutes from DC United. Of course, as games go on, those things can change. But for those fans up in the Northeast in the chillier weather, I guess it's warming up now, though. A little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit.
And it's going to be nice for the weekend. Perfect for the games here on Saturday when we do see the Rowdies back in action. It is Montreal taking on DC United at 4 on Saturday, and then the Rowdies versus the Union at 7 o'clock. And you saw there's a big heat wave coming across central United States, which is going to put it in the mid to high 70s for Saturday.
Ooh. DC United will be their final preseason game prior to the CONCACAF Champions League games that they'll have. Franklin. Just a little bit too far for Hallstein. Now into De Leon. Left footed, back across, back post flipped on by Fabinho. Chased down now by Franklin, down to play on. And Sapong has it. Nyako may have been. And this one will be whistled on. Bobby Boswell will be called for the foul. And Bobby Boswell will get the card. Perhaps. Boswell committed the foul, whether or not there was some sort of language there, but got a body checked in the way, and generally it seemed to be stopping the counter, and there's Boswell came in. So it will be Boswell who picks up the yellow card.
Yeah, not a difficult call there. Boy, he laid into him. Nice hip check there by on Barnetta, and briefly knocked the wind out of him. So the first caution of the game.
Came in the 19th minute. Philadelphia leads DC United 1-0, and DC United called again for another foul. And now Acosta tangled up.
DC United yellow card issued in the 19th minute to number 3, Bobby Boswell.
As Philadelphia falls down, pulls over the touchline for the throw-in for DC United. Costa with a nice turn. He's pulled down. Starting to see a little bit more physical play going on, and we'll see whether or not this actually will be a caution.
He's a feisty guy, he is there, and you see him kind of getting into it. A little, just talk about the size difference there with Acosta and Sebastian Latou, but this one here is Alberg in on the foul, and Latou comes in afterwards, and those two have a couple of words for each other. Of course, Latou just trying to get in between them.
It is preseason. You generally don't see more than the yellow as it is, but it is starting to get rather physical. We'll see what occurs here in the next few minutes. Costa uses his body. The one-on-one out wide, though he cannot connect with De Leon. He's crashing the defensive four, but Philadelphia able to get it, and they will switch the field now. It's Fabinho with it at his feet.
DC United finishing 4th place in the East last year in the regular season, tied on points with the Montreal Impact, getting out of the knockout stage and then going down in the two-legged series versus the New York Red Bulls 2-0 on aggregate. But still, good overall season for DC United and turning things back around. Good regular season. They have high hopes once again this year to go even further in MLS Cup playoffs. That one's headed away for the corner kick there, just taking no chances.
Yeah, the cross deflected off. It was a little bit more towards the net than it appeared, but it did go over the goal line, so full corner kick. Acosta looks to take it on the far side. It's something a little different. The other night we saw Spindola. Fabi took all their corner kicks. We'll see what Acosta can do here on this one.
Well, now Fabi will have to deal with all the players in the box being marked. You want to be able to get on the end of that. But a good play by Blake just to come out, and no problems there, right to him.
Blake strong in the air, 6 yards out. He'll roll it out. Philadelphia will look to bring it out the back. Halfway mark, first half, 22.5 past.
Ken.
Roll off of DC United. It will be a throw forward Union. Temperature about a warm 73 degrees right now. just to make those jealous, maybe watching from colder places.
Yeah, exactly. All the players on both Philly and DC will much rather be playing down here than in an RFK Stadium or down just South Philly, Chester, Pennsylvania, where the Union Soccer Specific Stadium is a beautiful stadium.
As Philadelphia will get it, and they'll try and feed in Sapong. And Birnbaum will get a yellow card here as he hooks Sapong. May have been through from about 40 yards out. Could argue whether or not the body of Boswell was coming back for maybe a regular season, maybe seeing something other than yellow, but here in the preseason, and you can see Sapong, there was another body back, but it's certainly a hook, and it was certainly a yellow.
Yeah, no arguments there. As far as being pulled down, they were really off and running for the Philadelphia Union, and a good opportunity, and now here we go on the set piece for the Philadelphia Union.
Chipped in towards the back post, tried to head across, it is, and now cleared away by Birnbaum. Nicely done by Philadelphia, and good defense by DC United. That one will roll over the sideline, it'll be a throw-in. Good job all the way around, well thought out, and good execution, just good defense. Beat him to it. Fabi almost connects with Acosta, but on the counter now, DC United has to defend as De Leon gets it and playing with danger there, but they do seem to have possession now. Spindola. Trivet. And taken down is Allberg. Boswell on the tackle, and they got Birnbaum on the tackle. He looks long, and it will go over everyone. Amazing here that we're less than 3 weeks away from the start of the MLS season for these teams.
Well, we've seen CJ Sapong in on a couple of plays, obviously in on the goal. It'll be interesting to see how Jim Curtin is going to want to play come the regular season, Mike, if he's going to tactically stay the way that he is with the wingers and playing Sapong as the lone guy up top and Pontius out on the left, Latu on the right, because you do have a lot of goal-scoring power there.
It's another
caution. Another look there. Absolutely, they're not afraid to go into these this time. But you know, you look at the background. Obviously, CJ Sapong starting his career in Philadelphia. Or sorry, this is his first year there. What am I saying? He's sporting Kansas City all of his career, and had a good split season between Sporting KC. Coming over in 2015, he had 9 goals last year. That tied his all-time best. Before that, 2012, Sapong with 9 goals with Sporting Kansas City. 29 career goals as that one is cleared away. So just another option for the Union up top in Sapong. Hoping that he still has a little bit left in the tank.
Fabinho on the cross. This one's headed up high, and it's going to go over the line. Corner kick. Good pressure by Philadelphia. A couple of crosses in. DC United having to clear it out. This time it will be a corner kick. Allberg will go up to take it. The yellow card this time is issued to Marcelo Sarvis. So that's the third caution issued to DC United here in the first half. The Union have had 1 caution themselves. Allberg on the corner, in swinger, far side. Sent up, headed away by De Leon, never got over the front man. Back out though wide to Alberg, and now he'll send it towards the goal. That one wasn't really a cross, he was going on net, and it goes over for a goal kick.
Caught a little bit there, and normally, Mike, if this was a regular season game and you're looking at the cautions, and the coaches would really be thinking about how they would play this game out tactically, and if you'd sub a guy, but being a preseason game here, unlimited substitutions, I don't think a card situation is going to ever happen here, where there's going to be a lot of new bodies coming on as this game progresses.
You're watching Al Lang Stadium, home of the Tampa Bay Rowdies here in St. Petersburg, Florida. Mike Pepper alongside Lee Godfrey, Heather Donnelly on the sidelines for us, and the Union lead DC United 1-0 as we played just over 29 minutes. Good tackle there. Chested down, still free, and coming away with the loose ball is DC United. Long ball trying to go to Acosta. And it was going to roll back to Blake. Goal in the 9th minute by Sebastian Letou is the difference right now. Ball sent all the way across. Great ball. Looking at it, here is Letou. Tries the 1-2 pass and it doesn't connect, and now Alberg runs it down, and now we have a 2v1 situation for DC United, and it's Acosta in behind the defense. He's into the penalty area. He cuts it back on the right foot shot, and it's right at Blake. Acosta and Espindola had a good combination. Acosta just cut it back and really didn't get a lot on the shot at all.
Good little cut in here. I didn't know if he should continue the run, but he did look like he was being closed down enough, and once he made that cut and tried to get that right footer, wasn't able to get anything behind that ball, and not a problem for Blake in the end.
Now Pontius just behind, but Pontius we had called for the shove as Franklin was able to beat him to it. Good for DC United.
Sebastian Letou, very consistent goal scorer over the years for the Philadelphia Union or wherever he's been. First year, 14 goals and then 11, and that was a shock when he was traded away to the Vancouver Whitecaps, went to the Red Bulls briefly, and then back with Philadelphia. 12 goals in 2014 for Letou and 8 in last year's MLS campaign.
These two teams playing today here at 4 p.m. It's a busy, busy day. More on that here, and throughout this entire Rowdy Suncoast Invitational.
We'll see Al Lang Stadium really fill out. Plenty of sections sold out actually for tonight's game in anticipation of the star power, the designated players that will be featured tonight.
Long ball sent back across. Headed back towards Blake. Good defensive job by Roseberry. And he'll play it short through Tribbett. Start to see the shadows creeping over the field here at Al Lang Stadium. That is the Hilton that is posing that big shadow right now over it. Over the corner of the field. Philadelphia just keeping possession in their own third. Fabinho tries to get a little cute and he'll roll over the sideline. Throw in. Franklin. Here's Fabi. Acosta can't connect with Nyako. Blake has it. talked a little bit about some of that star power, and of course, you know, game 2 tonight is the NYCFC against Montreal, Lee. And as you mentioned, the names, Drogba for Montreal. Of course, question whether he'll play. His flight was postponed into getting into Tampa, so it was later yesterday. And maybe not quite, but the Impact will play 4 games in this Suncoast Invitational, as does Philadelphia. So they'll play 4 games as a player is down. I think that's Sapong who went up, maybe kind of got a header in the back of the head.
Well, and 2 coaches really in their first seasons.
And here is that upcoming game we were talking about, NYCFC. Of course, you talked about some of that star power for them. Lampard, Villa, Pirlo, all out there, and they get that chance tonight against Montreal.
And just going back to my point, 2 real first year, Mauro Biello taking over the Impact last season as head coach, was first full season here. And it's going to be really interesting to see how the head coach of New York City FC does. Patrick Vieira, of course, the longtime Arsenal player, the English Premier League legend over there, and of course ties to Manchester City, and that's what New York City have. So it was a bit of a surprise, I think, to some people that Jason Kreis was relieved of his duties at the end of 1 season as the head coach of New York City FC for Vieira to come over. And it'll be interesting to see if he can adjust to the differences of European and English football to the MLS game. Very, very different game, as some of the European players that have come over to coach have found out, Ruud Gullit being the biggest one, as he was the head coach of the LA Galaxy and just did not have much success whatsoever. Alexi Lawless was the GM at the time, and he did not last long at all. So it'll be interesting if he can deal with the travel as far as going on a 5-hour flight across the country to go play the Galaxy, to deal with the time changes, and to deal with the different game. Even Steven Gerrard said on the Los Angeles Galaxy that he wasn't prepared for his first year here. It's such more of a running game and a direct game is MLS compared to the English Premier League. That's much more possession, and Steven Gerrard had a bit of a wake-up call and said that he would be much more prepared coming into the league this season. So it's all eyes are on New York City FC just because of the money and the star power that they do have to have success to try to get through to the playoffs.
And the big thing too is travel, which is insane for a lot of those teams. I mean, how many times that whether it been Gerrard at Liverpool had to go from New York to Los Angeles,
for a league game.
Yeah, right, exactly.
You know, I was doing that for 3 years with Toronto FC, and I'm not even a player. And when you got to fly in somewhere across the country and go right back the next day, it knocks a lot of stuff out of you, to keep it on the clean side, and it takes a couple days to recover just with the jet lag.
Yeah.
And these guys have to get up and train. I didn't even have to do that, and I was feeling it for a couple of days.
And sometimes the time change too. You'll have those 3 hours or whatever, or even if it's just 2 hours if you're going to the Central Time Zone or Mountain Time Zone, depending upon where you're at, can be significantly different. Here's Philadelphia leading 1-0. We've played nearly 37 minutes. At the goal by Sebastian Letou in the 9th minute. DC United's looked okay, pretty dangerous a couple of times. No connections from Fabio Spindola and Acosta, but as we found out, Acosta getting his thing on loan from Boca Juniors, but having the Argentinian connection up front, who did score that 1 goal on Saturday, mentioned. Looked dangerous a couple times here, but nothing actually as they got onto net. It seemed to kind of fizzle out prior to getting as Acosta makes himself known, called for another foul there.
Well, we thank the DC United press crew for correcting us on that one, as when they came into town on Saturday night, that's all we had for him was trialist, so we didn't want to make up a name for him.
Which I've done.
Certainly he has been the standout player for DC United up top for them. And they have looked like they have been the better team through the midfield and defense, moving it forward into that final third. That's where they've had that issue to get that good, clean shot, where the Philadelphia Union, they have scored on their one opportunity as that one was cleared away. And beyond that, it seems like DC has had the better passing and the better movement up the field.
Fabinho sent that one after the rebound back from the free kick. Philadelphia comes away with the ball still, keeping possession, and now back out to Fabinho again. Played into the corner. Running on to it. It's Barnetta. Two. Back out to Barnetta. And O'Gara. Fabinho one-on-one with Nyako out wide. Gets around him and he'll send the cross. Back post, headed away though. Loose ball run down. Again, Barnetta. Not a good touch by Fabinho, and Nyako will send it towards midfield. And Fabi puts him under pressure, and now they'll have to go all the way back to, or tries to go to Blake, and boy, that was dangerous. And fortunately for Philadelphia, they had a defender there. It looked like Marquez just barely beat Acosta to it. It's played out before Kemp can get it. It'll be a throw in for DC United. Kemp waits for some help to get in front of him. Marcelo doesn't have anything, so he has to go back towards midfield.
Gotta win it, guys. Gotta win that. It's a long throw. Bob, he's coming to you. Bob, you want it for him? You go ahead. Good, good.
Now an opportunity as Pontius hits the ball. Has a couple defenders on him. Slows it down, waits for some white shirts to help him for Philadelphia. Nice 1-2. Barnetta back out to Fabinho. Fabinho left-footed cross, and it's going to let it go, and it's toe poked away by DC United. Philadelphia still with the ball. Another good opportunity here. Pontius will get it back to Fabinho. Back into Pontius, running towards the line. He's going to try and pull it back, and he will give the signage a bit of a test, and it stands up. And he kept him up, but it will be a goal kick as it crept over the end line.
Well, there you see Chris Pontius running away. Had one goal last year in MLS Cup playoffs in that knockout stage in the Eastern Conference, and on the season 3 goals last season. His best year was in 2012 with United scoring 12 times, logging a lot of minutes, 31 games that year. 23 games played for DC last year. There'll be a lot of familiar faces for him. It'll be interesting how he feels about battling his old team after being there all the way since way back in 2009.
Here's Sapong, one-on-one with the last defender. He's got help on the backside. That's Letou. Sebastian Letou onto the right foot. He's got Alberg, and he'll shoot it in. And Dykstra able to go down to his feet and make the save. Ball rolled in, didn't get a lot on it, did Alberg, but he was trailing the play, and Letou left it for him.
It was a nice pass up to CJ Sapong, and he found himself all by himself. And a good effort by Sebastian Letou to make his run up that right-hand side. And Sapong did find him just maybe a little late, because Letou may have wanted to just rip that first touch with the right foot, but he brought it down and then was able to set up that opportunity on goal for the Philadelphia Union.
Tackle by Marcelo. Going to throw.
Marcus. Over your shoulder.
out to Fabinho. Alstein into Boswell. So we're hitting the 45th minute here in the first half. Nyako. Back out to Fabi. Fabi looking onto the left foot from distance, but he just dekes the player. They have to keep possession. Back to Fabi. Spindola. They'll switch the field. Here's Kemp into Acosta. Acosta touches to De Leon. Acosta tries to run onto it, and a shot just over the top. De Leon. Referee had a whistle in the mouth, ready to call it down, but De Leon, or not down, but certainly stop it for the foul, but gave the advantage, and that shot goes over the top.
Good play there by Acosta, and again by the referee as well, to allow advantage to take place, and De Leon just getting underneath that one a little bit to swing that one up and over the bar, but the first good hard contact shot towards goal for DC United in this first half.
Go ahead.
So we hit the 45th minute, big tackle by Philadelphia. And that will be the half. No stoppage time here. Preseason, you'll find it to be much less than usual. There was none going on in Philadelphia on the 9th minute goal by Sebastian Letou. Has a 1-0 lead here at the Rowdy Suncoast Invitational, first game here on this Wednesday. Let's go to Heather Donnelly, who's down on the field.
Coach, you went down a goal early, but your team seemed to control possession in the midfield. What's your assessment of the first half?
It's nice to play against an MLS team. I understand that what we're going to go against this year from a speed and technical standpoint. You know, it's a good half. Not a great start, which is something we've been working on and has hurt us last year. So that's something we got to fix. And then we just got to have a better decision-making process about when we go and when we just keep the ball and start to break them down. We're in too much of a hurry too many times.
It's getting a little chippy out there at some points. What are your thoughts on the physicality of the first half?
Preseason. We all miss home. We miss our children, families. It's part of preseason.
All right, thanks, Coach. Mike?
Thank you, Heather. It's Ben Olsen, whose team trails Philadelphia 1-0 after.
Last year, Bud Light built a
Part of the Rowdy Suncoast Invitational. We're live at Al Lang Stadium. It's home of the Tampa Bay Rowdies, and it's 1-0. The Philadelphia Union leads DC United. We'll be right back.
Last year, Bud Light built a town called Whatever USA and invited anyone who enjoys spontaneous awesomeness to become its citizens.
It's like Christmas, my birthday, Mardi Gras all combined. This is unreal. It's like my best dream.
Are you up for whatever? Good weather, drinking beer, it's awesome. Where am I? This is amazing.
And all that's standing between you and a chance at is sharing a 15-second audition video. Tell us why you should go using #UpForWhatever and #audition.
It's a 1 iron. And the right side of the green should go left when it hits. I can't even see that one.
Oh, just a couple more.
Well, how's he getting on?
He's 4 over.
Again, water coming off the bill of his head.
Sweat, isn't it?
You warm enough? I'm warm enough, yeah.
So when do you think you'll turn professional?
I know I have to keep working hard to keep getting better and better.
On the team, Tiger Woods. From Northern Ireland, Roy McElroy.
Good shot there, man. As we mentioned, it's another Chamber of Commerce day here in St. Petersburg, Florida. As you look downtown St. Pete, that's just up the road here from Al Lang Stadium. And, of course, that's the view of the marina and the airport right behind it. It is the Rowdy Suncoast Invitational, where Philadelphia Union leads DC United here at Al Lang Stadium, home of the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Mike Pepper and Lee Godfrey here. And Lee, when we see the 45 minutes here played today, it's an opportunity here that, as Ben Olsen said it, it's a little bit of a slow start for DC United, but Philadelphia able to capitalize and get that goal.
Yeah, and I like what Ben Olsen said about really still honing in on last year, not forgetting some of the issues that the club had and what they really have to build on and improve on for next season. And he wants to see that from his club immediately and to get that obvious experience. They played the Rowdies on Saturday night. Now to get that MLS experience to play another team that they're going to be seeing throughout the year and what they have to do. And the fact that the game did get a little chippy, I do like Ben Olsen's little sense of humor about being away from home, that sometimes little things might bug you a little bit more, but certainly a pretty equal played first half by both sides, and just that one difference in the scoring opportunity that the Philadelphia Union was able to capitalize on.
And of course, DC United with another game, and then Mexico, so it's still going to be away from home for a little while. But the first half, we saw quite a few things that went right, including, as we mentioned, the Philadelphia Union goal here, Lee.
Yeah, and it was right on the counterattack of Chris Pontius on that left-hand side. CJ Sapong diving in with his legs, knocking it off the crossbar, and it does come back and fall right to Sebastian Letou, who's there to give it the left foot finish to give them the lead. But Sapong rattling it off the crossbar, and the veteran Letou putting it in. Long opportunities here off a free kick plays for the Philadelphia Union early in this first half, but that one is cleared away by the defense of DC United. Acosta down that left-hand side. Look at this little pullback. Beautiful little play. You'll see it better here on the next angle. He's able to just pull it back and be able to beat that defender, but then by the time he wanted to get the shot off, he couldn't get too much on it, and that Blake was right there to make the save. CJ Sapong a little bit later on, a one-on-one. Nice vision here to cut that across to the right-hand side to Sebastian Letou with that one right on Dykstra, and he has no problem covering up there. So lots of end-to-end action, and I guess at times you just want the feet to do what the mind wants you to do, with DeLeon there with that opportunity, and he puts that one just over the bar for United.
Yeah, and as we mentioned there, it was pretty even throughout. That Philadelphia with the better opportunities. They were pretty dangerous a couple of other times. DC United started to kind of continue on from it there, but 45 minutes more here on this first game. It's a doubleheader. We'll talk a little bit more about that other game that's coming up too. Pretty big, but right now the Philadelphia Union leads DC United 1-0, part of the Rowdy Suncoast Invitational here at Al Lang Stadium, home of the Tampa Bay Rowdies. We'll be back in a minute.
It's a one iron. At the right side of the green, should go left when it hits.
I can't even see that one.
Oh, just a couple more.
Well, how's he getting on?
Just 4 over.
Again, water coming off the bill of his head.
Sweat, isn't it?
You warming up? I'm warming up, yeah.
So when do you think you'll turn professional?
I know I have to keep working hard to keep getting better and better.
On the team, Tiger Woods. From Northern Ireland, Roy McIlroy.
Good shot there, man.
Can you feel it? That vibe. It's here on America's best beaches. Feel it in unique mashups of amazing, crazy, and wow. So within every moment, you live amplified. St. Pete Clearwater, solar powered and radiating 1 million megawatts of possibility. Dive in deeper at liveamplified.com.
At St. Anthony's, we're not just a hospital.
We're St. Pete's newest emergency center with all private rooms for your comfort.
We are a comprehensive breast center, giving you care and compassion when you need it most.
We're your neighborhood family physician, and we're here to take care of you.
We're a healthcare team striving to make your visit easy and comfortable.
At St. Anthony's, we're your connection to exceptional care.
Last year, Bud Light built a town called Whatever USA and invited anyone who enjoys spontaneous awesomeness to become its citizens.
It's like Christmas, my birthday, Mardi Gras all combined. This is unreal. It's like my best dream.
Are you up for whatever? Good weather, drinking beer, it's awesome. Where am I? This is amazing.
And all that's standing between you and a chance at is sharing a 15-second audition video. Tell us why you should go using #UpForWhatever and #audition.
Welcome back to Al Lang Stadium here in St. Petersburg, where the Philadelphia Union are leading DC United 1-0 in the Suncoast Invitational. Hi everyone, I'm Heather Donnelly, joined by Philadelphia head coach Jim Curtin. Coach, you are up 1-0 here at the half, but how much emphasis are you even putting on a result as opposed to just trying out lineups?
We want a good performance from our guys. We know DC's at a different stage. They have a game in Mexico coming up next week, so they're maybe a little further ahead in terms of game fitness. I thought some guys had some good performances. One problem I had is all of the chances we gave up were kind of self-inflicted. We turned balls over in bad spots where we weren't under pressure. So overall, though, happy with the half. Good to get an early goal. And I think defensively we were solid.
What adjustments do you expect to make here in the second half?
Yeah, we'll bring in some fresh legs. We'll see some younger guys at some different spots. But, overall happy with the first group. And, again, we'll push some guys 60 minutes. Everybody's at a little different level of fitness right now. Still have 3 more preseason games after this one. So guys are fighting for minutes. We have competition at every spot, and it's a healthy competition. So we're happy with where we're at right now.
Thanks for your time, Coach. Mike, pretty satisfied Jim Curtin.
And he should be there. I mean, he mentioned the 3 other preseason games, Lee, and of course they're all part of the Rowdy Suncoast Invitational. We'll see them Saturday night against the Tampa Bay Rowdies at 7 p.m. And then a couple other matchups, too, as we start to see they get the New York Red Bulls. And then, of course, I think, matter of fact, again, the Toronto team. Yep. Yeah, so you have that down. But, today's game, we talked a little bit about it's been a little physical throughout. And, it's been an interesting half.
I like that. I like a little bit of chippiness, and you heard him talk about the differences where teams are, and this is where these things happen because DC United may be a little bit further on. Boswell, you should have 2 minutes for the penalty box for that one with the hip check, but you do like this, and I like the way that the referee is playing it. Yeah, some of them are yellow cards.
Sure.
Obviously, they're stopping their fouls, their goal-scoring opportunities. But some of the chippy stuff, I don't mind that at all. It shows the passion and the drive. That obviously is just a yellow card, and that's where teams have to worry about being disciplined for sure, not hurting your team. But like I said, it is preseason. Players are fighting for their opportunities, and when you do have depth on both sides of the ball and at each position, they have to show these coaches something. They have to show that determination, that drive, that passion to earn a spot on the team.
Yeah, and there's 4 yellow cards, and we'll come back. Second half action is coming up. It is the Rowdy Suncoast Invitational, where Philadelphia Union leads DC United 1-0. You're watching Al Lang Stadium right now, right from this field, right there, home of the Tampa Bay Rowdies. We'll be right back.
Last year, Bud Light built a town called Whatever USA and invited anyone who enjoys spontaneous awesomeness to become its citizens.
It's like Christmas, my birthday, Mardi Gras all combined. This is unreal. It's like my best dream.
Are you up for whatever? Good weather, drinking beer, it's awesome. Where am I? This is amazing.
And all that's standing between you and a chance at is sharing a 15-second audition video. Tell us why you should go using #UpForWhatever and #audition.
It's a 1-iron. And the right side of the green should go left when it hits.
I can't even see that one.
Oh, just a couple more.
Well, how's he getting on?
Just 4 over.
Again, water coming off the bill of his head.
It's wet, isn't it?
You warm enough? I'm warm enough, yeah.
It's a wrap. When do you think you'll turn professional?
I know I have to keep working hard to keep getting better and better.
On the tee, Tiger Woods. From Northern Ireland, Roy McIlroy.
Good shot there, man. And welcome back here to Al Lang Stadium, home of the Tampa Bay Rowdies, where it is the Rowdies Suncoast Invitational, DC United, and the Philadelphia Union, where the Union lead at the half, 1-0. From talking with Coach Curtin and Coach Olson in the pregame, I would expect we might see it happen this way, but probably no changes at the half. But as we hit the 60-minute mark, perhaps Philadelphia might be looking at it, where DC United trying to look at maybe getting his guys to go a little bit longer, maybe getting to that 70-minute. We might see a change or two, and as we'll check to verify that those players were out. But between the fitness levels of some of these players and where they are and what they need to do, we'll see whether or not those changes will be made.
Yeah, it's all about getting the players back to that match fitness, and you don't want to rush certain players into it. Ben Olsen talked about that with some of his veterans and heading into those important CONCACAF Champions League games that they have. And on the flip side of it, for the Philadelphia Union, the exact same thing. This is really them getting into their first real game action of the season. So it's the last thing that you would want to do is heading into those opening games of the MLS season and have somebody out and injured, whether it's a hamstring injury or something to that effect, which can really hurt a team to begin the season. And it's really an injury that doesn't have to happen as long as they gradually build their way up to being 100% match fit.
Able to see perhaps somebody, I do see a new player out there for Philadelphia. It looks like they made sense. Looking at the backs of the DC United team, does not appear they made any changes at the half. You see number 24 on, which is Ilsinho for the Union. See whether or not who else. Also number 22. So we'll get a couple of those changes here in the second half.
Well, and you can see now, Mike, on the entire side of the pitch almost, that DC United is defending the big shadow from the Hilton Hotel. So it'll be interesting how much one, as far as Philly attacking, it's going to affect them, or DC United, if they are actually facing that way, waiting for balls to come into the box at that far end of the pitch, how much that is going to be blinding these guys. The sun getting in their eyes when they're trying to get up, look for balls, look for headers. We know it's playing a little havoc with our video levels on the TV side of things, so certainly for players' eyes it must be affecting them to a certain extent too. By the night game tonight, the lights will be on, and that will really equal out all the lighting around the pitch.
Well, now an opportunity here is Espindola is offsides. The counterattack again as Philadelphia turns it over, and that was one of the things Jim Curtin wasn't happy about. The attacks for DC United came basically on their mistakes. You see, maybe didn't quite hold that up, but he did. And Fabi is whistled for the offsides. Three of the new players in, as you see Leo Fernandez, Ilsinho. This is one of the newcomers as well. Sent back across as, well, was Chris Pontia, excuse me. Back over. Challenging is Fernandez and headed away, and De Leon has it.
De Leon with a lot of space up that left-hand side. And Philadelphia would like to get in there sooner, and when you do just like that, close that player down, you cause a turnover, and there go the Philadelphia Union on the counterattack.
Here's Sapong.
A lot of players returning on DC United, and that they continue to build, and it won't take them nearly as long as it will the Philadelphia Union to find their feet again, to get those player tendencies, where it's going to take a little bit longer for the Philadelphia Union, for Pontius, Sapong, Latu to get to know those tendencies of players and where they're going to be and the runs that they make. And once they do, though, these are three quality players in Major League Soccer that know the league, that have been around and proven to be successful wherever they have played. So once they do get those tendencies down in a relationship with each other on the pitch, it looks like it could be a good start to the campaign for the Philadelphia Union.
Well, it's unofficial, but I'm looking here. It looks like Barnetta, Alberg, and Latu have departed the game, where Brian Carroll, Leo Fernandez, and Ilsinho have entered the game. So those appear to be the three subs here for the Union here as we start the second 45 minutes. This one's inside and maybe stepped over. Offsides goes up. Maybe Sapong may have been outside, because it appeared that the run on the back was held up by Pontius, but as it is, it will be an offsides call.
Another look here, and yeah, maybe just a tad offside. Very close, but I think that's the right call.
Throw in as it goes over the touchline, DC United. Just past 50 minutes played here in this one. It'll go off at Fabinho, and it'll be a throw forward DC United. Arm hooked around by Nyako will result in a free kick for the Union. Flags at half staff here at Alling Stadium. In memory of Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia passing on Saturday. Here's Dykstra. Fernandez and Ilsinho, two of the subs, getting together, and there's Carroll, the third sub that's in. That ball's going to stay in bounds. No one chases it down, though, so Boswell will get it, and he'll play it off of Ilsinho, and a throw forward DC United. And the Union now with a good opportunity. Ilsinho. Nice touch. Now wide to Fernandez. Fernandez tries to go under the back post. No one running in as the runs were stopped, and Dykstra gets it, and he'll play it quickly out.
Oh, Mike, a very interesting story is Dykstra getting the first half here for DC United, and with Bill Hamid in goal for them before he got injured. Obviously, their goaltending very strong. and you think you have that depth. You never know. You hope that your goalkeeper won't go down. And at the other end of the pitch, and Andre Blake, he was actually the first keeper ever selected #1 in MLS Super Draft. That was in 2014, and that pick was actually acquired in a draft day trade with DC United. So the reason why Blake is in goal right now is because of that draft day deal done between the two clubs, and obviously the Philadelphia Union wanting to go high and look at a keeper for the future.
And they're very excited about him being healthy to start this year. Now they'll try and go over the top here. Leo Fernandez can't hold his run, and that will be offsides. And Noguera was looking forward and not quite there. Noguera now comes in late. Will be whistled for the foul.
It was a hard challenge. Normally when the stadium's a little bit more full, you can't hear that, but because there's a little bit of space, you really can hear the voices of the players and any of the knocks, and that was a hard one that you could hear up in the broadcast booth here at Al Lang.
Boswell continues his run. You don't see center backs take the run very often, but he drops it off for De Leon. De Leon onto the right foot, tries to go across. He's going to go back. Now he's going to get it out wide. Nyako, he got it a little bit too hot for him. Nyako's able to chase it down towards the corner. Goes towards the end line tackle, but he's still able to hit the ball to his feet. Now rolling across the line, and we'll have a penalty kick. Nyako came in, and the foot got hooked, and will earn the penalty for DC United. I have to say, that was a little shoddy defending there.
Yeah, here is another look at it there, and no question there is Nyako is impeded in his progress to the goal, and a late challenge there. And we've seen our first now penalty kick of this Suncoast Invitational coming up.
Fabi Espindola. Shot just underneath Blake, and it's a goal. Espindola hit it hard into Blake's left, not far, and Blake went over the top of it, and it's 1-1 as DC United ties it up.
Very close there, Mike. Blake guessing the right way, and it was just the pace that Fabi put on that ball that allowed it to go underneath him and slip by, but a good job in guessing properly and getting over to it. But the power of that penalty kick allows DC United to tie this one up in the second half. You see Blake here, Fabi leaning in, he's left footer, and not the best taken penalty. That did not go probably where he wanted to into the corner, but just enough power to put it through and tie this match.
Blake put to the test right there as the ball played back, and DC United able to put him under pressure, but Blake will get it. Now a turnover here as Fernandez. Leo Fernandez lays it off. Now the shot is going to go right at Dykstra. Pontius came in, had some room, and I think he'd like to do that one again.
Oh, he jumped up and down. He was disappointed with himself because he had a lot of time to try to bend that around Dykstra, but in the end puts it right on him.
End action now as the ball played towards the corner. And now turned over. They're looking back for Halsty. As Franklin to come up from his right back position. Now they'll try and drop it in. This will be Fernandez again. Fernandez with the New York Cosmos recently. In the NASL. Now back Pontius. We'll drop it off. They're going to switch it out wide. Up from the right back position. Shot across as Rosenberry had come up from the back position. His cross, though, goes straight into the hands of Dykstra.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he was trying a shot on goal there. Appeared to be that I think he was. And didn't get much on it. Better there to try to cut it back into the box and look for players moving forward into it to get ahead or to get a leg on it. Missed opportunity for the Philadelphia Union there.
Fernandez whistled for the foul. This is foot clips De Leon.
De Leon.
DC United set to make a sub here, Lee, as Halsty will come off. And coming on will be Chris Rolfe.
Chris Rolfe led the team in scoring last season.
There's Fabi, who tries to chip Andre Blake from a severe angle. Will go over the end line. Again, a goal kick. Yacinho plays it off the defender. It will be a throw in for the Union. Tied at 1 here. Penalty kick goal in the second half by Spindola has equalized this one. Marcelo can't connect, but he'll get the second ball back at him. Here's Rolf with his first touch on the ball. Here Kemp. It will find its way to Marcelo. Into De Leon, left foot, sent across, cleared away by the Union. Good shove, surprised that one was missed, but DC United keeps the ball. Acosta, De Leon able to turn. Union able to get behind the ball. Ball is over the sideline here as we 60th minute here at Al Lang Stadium. The referee will slow it down a little bit as Philadelphia set to make a sub. Mike Pepper, Lee Godfrey, and Heather Donnelly, our sideline reporter, here from Al Lang Stadium, which again, home of the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Well, get your pen and paper ready here, Mike, because I think it's a little bit more than one.
I think we have 5 or 6 of them coming off, and that was the 60-minute mark too, as we speculated. But they will make the change now for Philadelphia, already making 3 subs at the half.
So there's Warren Creval coming on there. Spent 2 years as a member of Toronto FC, now a member of the Union.
Blake still on. Let's see who else has maintained their starting position, at least their position for Philadelphia here as we pass 60 minutes. But mass changes as they start to continue to get a little extra time. DC United really with only 1 more game, and again, that is Saturday when they face the Montreal Impact right here at Al Lang Stadium at 4 p.m. Be followed by the Philadelphia Union against the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Ball switched across. It's one of the newcomers on. That's Eric Ayo. Tries to get Creval, and it will roll over the end line for a corner kick.
And you see number 11 there in the middle of the box for Philly, another one of the newcomers. Herbers in the middle of the box, big body there.
Played towards the top of the box, headed back in and out, shot on the save, down by Dykstra. Going down, Carroll didn't get a lot on it from 6 yards out, but it was a great second ball back across. Looked like it may have been Herbers, as you mentioned, to send it back across the box. Dykstra goes to his left. Make that save. Here's Acosta into Spindola. Fabi's pass, though, a little bit too far for Kemp, but will be a goal kick. Just another look at that corner kick as you can watch Herbers go up high here, Lee.
He just gets over his head. Can't quite see who was in behind him. And then Dykstra there, and he also had Taylor Kemp marking that near post as well, so no issue there for DC United.
Blake takes that goal kick. Get with Heather Donnelly a minute to help keep me up to date. But DC United now gets it with the Costa Shield as the subs that will go off. So for those fans up in Philadelphia, it is a free kick, O'Gell. Let's check it with Heather Donnelly. Heather, we got a mass change, yes?
Yes, a mass change. Philadelphia put in 7 new players, and I'm sitting here right by the 4th official, so I have who went in. Warren Criaval, Taylor Washington, Fabian Herbers, Eric Ayuk, Joshua Yarrow, Walter Restrepo, and Anderson are the 7 players who went in for the Union. Mike?
Thank you, Heather. And that means all the field players for the Union have changed now. Andre Blake is the only one remaining. Get those filled in for you here as they create something. Now ball played towards the back post. Headed up and over, and this one's going to go over the crossbar. Long ball sent towards the back post, and DC United not able to put that one on net as Nyako had sent it. A little help there as it came from the back line. It appeared to me to be Bobby Boswell or Birnbaum, one of the two. Maybe Birnbaum who had sent it over the top. Throw in for the Union. De Leon. Nyako is down, and it'll be the free kick. De Leon had a lot of white shirts behind him, so no advantage on the play. That one's going to go over the sideline. Throw in for Philadelphia.
Warren Craval to take that. He only played 5 games for the Union last season after being traded from Toronto FC. 14 matches in 2015 for the Reds and 10 before that. And a total of 2 goals in 24 games played for Toronto FC. And before that, he spent 3 years with the Houston Dynamo. Craval really was a bench player in Toronto. They had a lot of problems on the back four for a couple of years. They're still probably trying to figure out a little bit. And Craval did play all of those games for Toronto FC at that right back position. And that you see him at. He plays midfield as well for Philadelphia too. He can play both. He's got a little bit of pace on that right-hand side.
Taken down that time. There's Ayuk. Tried to go over the top, looking for Restrepo, and it's going to go to Dykstra. Kemp gets away with a poor pass and earns a throw. Now back to the feet of Kemp. Nice overlapping run, and here's Kemp on the far post, or at least in the near side. Left foot across, Blake punches it away, and it's cleared away by Carroll, who had come back from his midfield position and sent that one over the end line. Blake couldn't hang on to it, but well done by the defense to clear it out for a corner.
Yeah, good run there as well by Kemp along that left-hand side, and good ball into the box, forcing Blake to be able to punch that away, and then solid defending in the end here as you see Kemp catching up with that one and just sending that across the face of the goal.
Well, Spindler takes the corner. It's going to go all the way across in the second ball, and Blake goes down to his right. Keeps that one from going out of bounds for a goal kick.
Yeah, Chris Rolfe getting on the end of that one. 31 games played last season for DC United. 10 goals leading the way for the team. And that's the most he's ever had in a Major League Soccer season. Previous to that, after spending 2 years in DC, of course, he was at Chicago Fire for quite some time, and the most goals he scored in a season with the Fire was 9 goals, and he scored 8 on a couple of occasions. So they're going to be relying on him once again to score goals for DC United this season.
Well, Kemp gets the 4th yellow card for DC United as he took down Herbers on this. Comes up. Aggressive, just late.
DC United yellow card issued.
Fernandez
To number 2, Taylor Kemp.
Yarrow will switch the field. Carroll tries to go over the top. Rolls towards the corner. Out of bounds. Throw in. Fernandez. Back into Carroll. Carroll switches across. Out wide to Ayuk. DC United throw. Disputed, but it is their throw. And Ayuk takes down Rolfe.
Hard challenge there on Rolfe. A little bit surprised there that the card didn't come out.
70 minutes have passed here at Al Lang Stadium. Again, home of the Tampa Bay Rowdies. As Carroll gets it. Fernandez. And offside is Herbers.
Just a little bit offside. Some nice movement there. Nice 1-2 by the Philadelphia Union in the middle of the park. And Herbers just getting a little bit ahead of that play, or else he would have been on his way to having a goal-scoring opportunity.
Opportunity here. And pushed too far as Nyako tries to continue that run. And DC United set to make a substitution. Coming off is Acosta. And coming on will be Sabarillo. Second sub of the game for DC United. Played over the top. Out of his box is Blake. Blake gets there before Fabi. And it's going to go off Blake's shin. It'll be a throw in.
He almost whiffed on that one. He only got a piece of that one, Mike, or that could have been very interesting, but he gets enough to put that one into touch.
It's a poor pass by DC United, and now Eric Ayuk, a little bit of space. 2v2 situation, a lot of white shirts. They got a 5v4. Can they go at him fast? Shot onto the right, and that one's coming up our way. Walter Restrepo cut back inside, and the shot wasn't on net. And Philadelphia almost made DC United pay for the turnover. Another look there as you see Restrepo. Let's check in down the field with Heather Donnelly. Heather?
Hey, Mike, that whole attack there by Philadelphia was created by the turnover by DC United center back Steve Birnbaum. He's a guy we haven't talked a lot about in this game, but he's coming off a great performance with the U.S. men's national team. Last month they played Iceland, and he got a goal and an assist for the USA, but he's been relatively quiet in this game until that moment where he turned the ball over to Philadelphia. Mike?
Thank you, Heather. Yeah, he is does have a caution earlier in the game, but and get out there as a center back, a goal and assist, pretty impressive from the back line no matter what. That ball's going to go back to Birnbaum. He'll work with Boswell in the middle now. And that will go over the head of Kemp. Well, we're seeing a little bit of what Ben Olsen talked about again with DC United representing MLS in the CONCACAF Champions League quarterfinals. They travel to Querétaro on Tuesday. Then the return match will be a week later. 2 more games. They do have the preseason game, as we mentioned, on Saturday against the Montreal Impact. It'll be 4 o'clock. You can watch that right here on the Scene YouTube channel.
Yeah, you really hope that DC United has a good result down in Mexico, just because of the time of year it is. Because if they can go down there, a draw would be fantastic, because you know that side is not going to want to come up to RFK Stadium and play in the cold. It's such a huge advantage for the DC United if they can come out of that first leg.
Well, nice move by Ilsinho, and Herbers has to get it in, and Dykstra in good position there, Lee.
Yeah, good opportunity there. Dykstra, good save. Yeah, DC United could come out of Mexico with a good result. They've got a fantastic chance to get through to the semifinals of the CONCACAF Champions League.
Well, the Union get their second yellow card of the game. That's Leo Fernandez, who stopped the counterattack. But as we see, Ilsinho really was impressive down here on the end line, Lee, and he's able to get this ball across.
Yeah, a couple of opportunities for him in this second half, and just battling off the defender. Nice little chip in right there for Herbers, and Dykstra, though, is right there. Herbers may want to get that one over a little bit more, but nonetheless, some nice passing and nice setup play by the Philadelphia Union.
Well, a turnover by the Union here is Bobby Espindola gets it. He runs into the body of Philadelphia and play on, continue. It was a bad pass that created that opportunity for Espindola. Another foul, and it will be a free kick for the Union.
Yeah, that one maybe even a little just more out of frustration by Sean Franklin on the lack of a call on the play earlier.
This is going to go to the corner. There's Restrepo going at the defender. Good job of cutting him off, and good help by Birnbaum, and Restrepo will be called for the foul. This might be the last opportunity we see the DC United starters. I think as we hit Saturday and they play the Impact, they'll probably go with a bunch of the reserves. We'll see that just so they can get these players the proper rest before they go down to Mexico on Tuesday. For the Union, we'll probably see them because they do have 3 more games here in the Rowdy Suncoast Invitational. These minutes that we saw at 60 minutes may increase to 70 minutes and maybe even a little bit more as we hit that final game or 2. Handball called on Marcelo. The senior tries to chip it over.
Not fooling Bobby Boswell there, and now United go on the counter.
Sabarillo into Fabi, but that was a bad pass, miscommunication or something, or just bad execution. Leo Fernandez now with the ball at his feet. DC United and the Philadelphia Union. It's lost by Fernandez, but Anderson gets a tackle. Will go over the sideline, throw in at midfield for DC United.
Good defending there by DC United off the ball, really playing up high and holding Philadelphia Union on their side, and happy and content with Philly keeping that possession and passing the ball around the back, and they just waited patiently for Philadelphia to make a mistake, and certainly enough, they did make that mistake and turn the ball over for DC United. So good job by the group effort off the ball for DC United.
It is Al Lang Stadium, home of the Tampa Bay Rowdies, here in St. Petersburg, Florida. Mike Pepper, Lee Godfrey, Heather Donnelly on the sideline, and we're tied. DC United and Philadelphia Union 1-1, just over 10 minutes remaining. We had no stoppage time in the first half, other than substitutions, which may see one, and as we say that, we see a plethora of black jerseys ready to go for DC United. Well, maybe the next opportunity. Philadelphia has subbed all of their field players at half and the 60-minute mark. DC United has only made 2 to this point, but with 4 or 5 lined up to go in. Ball, and it's at the feet. That's Restrepo. It's taken off of him by Boswell.
The flag stayed down, and Restrepo had that ball just caught just in behind him, couldn't get it out in front for an opportunity, and DC United able to clear it away.
Well, Senior comes away with a loose ball, and DC United clears it towards midfield. Blake back at his feet. So it will be the next opportunity, and I think I do see 4 jerseys, so we'll see whether or not. That's when Washington has to run back, and Nyako takes it off of him. Nyako and De Leon, but Nyako tries to go inside, and it's taken away by Herbers, and he'll turn it over. And as that one creeps over the sideline, we will see those 4 subs for DC United.
Well, you talked, Heather Donnelly talking to Jim Curtin after the first half, and you saw that in about a 5-minute span there, the Philadelphia Union turning over possession in bad positions and needlessly, and that's something that does have to be worked on, as mentioned, and you saw it again, and now you do see as these minutes go on, you know, a lot of the Philadelphia players coming in a little cold late here in this second half, and a lot of these DC United players, because of the Champions League, just pumping in more game minutes, and you see them slowly building as this second half goes on.
Well, Herbers will have it. A couple of those subs combining there, and it just deflected off. We'll get with Heather Donnelly in just a moment on that as one of those new bodies comes on. That's Mishu. We'll switch it. It's Vincent. Another one of the subs, but IU for Philadelphia will get it. They'll look to send it across. He's got a couple of bodies. A loose ball, and it's still there. A little misplay there, but maybe by DC United. Good challenge there, again by another one of the replacements. And just missed up top. This one rolls back here to Dykstra. He's just going to have to send it upfield. Boswell back into Dykstra, who again, under a little bit of pressure from Ilsinho, sends it towards midfield. Good opportunity here now, perhaps, chasing back as that one rolls over the sideline. Heather, who do we have on that replacing there for DC United?
DC United subbed in 4 players, midfielder Colin Martin, defender Luke Mishu, and then a pair of trialists, Paul Klaus and Rob Vincent.
Well, as they go out, it was a good chance by Herbers and a great save by Dykstra throughout there. Ilsinho again. Now played in. Dykstra is going to be able to get this one. Looking for Herbers. It's another look at that. Is great run as Herbers, and it was
good
Restrepo in there.
Yeah, good pass in. Great through ball for Fabian Herbers. And Dykstra coming in, staying tall, cutting down that angle and making a good save. And there seems to be quite a bit of linking up on that left-hand side, whether it's Ilsinho or whether it's Walter Restrepo and Fabian Herbers, making some good scoring opportunities for the Philadelphia Union here as we approach the last 6 minutes. And if there is any stoppage time, which I don't think there probably will be.
There may be a minute just because of the substitutes, but with it being preseason and with it being a tied game, who knows? We'll see. Still, we got, as you mentioned, those 6 minutes and change to play before then. Again, Boswell at his feet. Kemp. Rolf on the give and go. Good defensively. Just has to clear it up high. Long ball over the top. Sabarillo for Rolf, but Blake will get there first. Now looking for Restrepo. Good tackle there by Michoud. We've seen Espindola kind of drop to more of that midfield position. Move Sabarillo up top. Here is Sabarillo. One-on-one. On Yaro. Yaro able to hold him up. Tackle by Kemp.
Yep, referee, play on there. Well, as this game winds down, you can see on our side of the stadium, the Montreal Impact have arrived, and there are a bunch of young kids with a lot of them with Chelsea jerseys on, trying to get a look in there of Didier Drogba.
That will be a corner kick.
The last couple of minutes here and the opportunity for the Philadelphia Union to end day 2 of the Suncoast Invitational with a possible victory here.
Ilsinho on the corner, out swinger. Up high, strong, but it's Boswell who gets there first.
Anderson very close to getting on top of that one, over the top.
Towards against the back post. It'll go over everyone. It will be a goal kick. Good look at Bobby Boswell. Gets the ball short now. Dangerous opportunity. Yarrow, though, recovers after heading down towards himself.
They tried that a few times now, Mike, that long ball for Sabarillo, just to see if the Philadelphia Union back line is going to make a mistake at all, just to send him through for an opportunity for the game-winning goal. Very direct from them the last few plays, sending in those long balls.
DC United set to make another sub if they get it, but they are coming on the 90th minute, about 30 seconds. Jalen Robinson should be the guy coming on if he gets a chance. It's Vincent, he uses goalkeeper.
I thought Boswell might let that goal out, or that ball go into touch, just so these guys can get on the pitch for 30 seconds.
See whether or not there's minutes, because we're in that second opportunity here. Is Fabi will find out wide, and now played back in. Sabarillo is going to roll over his foot, and just cleared out by Philadelphia. Final seconds here. Rolf. Now an opportunity. Cut inside. Tried to go at the back heel of Sabarillo, and now it's cleared away by Philadelphia. And that will be 90 minutes. No subs allowed there at the end, and no extra time, as this one will conclude tied at 1. Heather Donnelly will get from her in a second. But yeah, 1-1 game, Lee, here. Just ended up a little bit of back and forth, and we saw it kind of even out. So it was a good performance here. I think both teams, both coaches might be a little bit happy here as we hit the conclusion of this one. Right now, Heather Donnelly is with Ben Olson, the coach of DC United.
Coach, you finish in a 1-1 draw. Did you get what you hoped to get out of this game?
Yeah, I think we were pushed physically first and foremost, and that's a big part of the preseason. And I thought it got better as the game went on, which is also part of preseason, and just trying to keep on building. So overall, it was good.
You have just one preseason game left on Saturday here against Montreal before you play in the CONCACAF Champions League quarterfinals. What do you hope to get out of that game?
We're going to continue to work with some of the younger guys and some of the guys that haven't gotten minutes. This is essentially the group that's going to play in Mexico, the group that started. So this is essentially their last game. So this was important in that aspect. The next game, we'll continue to evaluate some trialists and push minutes for that second group.
Thanks, Coach. Mike?
Thank you, Heather. And I know Heather's working hard, and hopefully we'll get with the Philadelphia Union head coach Jim Curtin in just a moment. Lee, did you have any thoughts there on this one?
I thought it was what it was, a 1-1 game. And you heard Ben Olson there and his conversation about, just trying to get players ready. And, yeah, to hear that what's going to happen following and what we're going to see out of DC United in the next game.
And as we, I agree with you. And when you see what some of those things were able to do, they accomplished. And Philadelphia still has 3 more games here in the Rowdy Suncoast Invitational. And right now she is with the head coach, Jim Curtin.
Coach, what are your thoughts on your team's performance in this game?
Yeah, a little unfortunate to give up the penalty. Again, like I talked to you at halftime, a lot of our chances we give up are all self-inflicted, and that's been kind of the recurring theme in the preseason, so I have to eliminate the mistakes. The good thing is they're very fixable mistakes because we're passing to the wrong team in some situations. So happy with the amount of chances we created. Would have liked us to get a second goal, but again, it's still early going, and now we have 3 more games to look forward to before we have FC Dallas.
Yeah, you'll be taking on the Tampa Bay Rowdies here on Saturday. What do you hope to accomplish between now and that game?
Yeah, we watched them play against DC United, so we know they're a very strong team, a good club, and a team that'll give us a tough test, and they're a high-pressure team similar to us, so it'll be a good match.
Thanks, Coach. Mike and Lee, back to you guys.
Thank you, Heather. Yeah, Philadelphia Union, of course, next game will be at 7 p.m. coming up on Saturday. But we got a 7 p.m. game tonight, Lee, and this one star-studded. Who knows? It's still a little early to preseason, and Drogba might not be fully ready to go, but we should see these guys out there a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, and the stars on the other side of the pitch, too, as far as Frank Lampard, David Villa, Andrea Pirlo, all out there for New York City FC, and of course their former star player, head coach as well, to see how he does in his debut season in Major League Soccer.
Yeah, Patrick Vieira getting that opportunity as part of the Suncoast Invitational. And then, of course, Saturday, as Heather alluded to, the late game is the Rowdies and Philadelphia Union, but we do have the early game, which is this DC United. We did hear from Ben Olsen. It's probably going to be a bunch of the guys who are younger and still trying to make this team because they got to get these other starters a chance to rest before Tuesday. They'll take on Montreal as well.
Yeah, first and foremost is the priority is the Champions League for DC United. So we'll see a lot of the younger players and trialists trying to not necessarily earn a starting spot on the team, but become a valuable bench player. As we know, it is a long season, and these players are going to go through injuries, international duty, and then, of course, like you said, Mike.
Yep, should be good. Rowdies and Union, and, of course, all that right here on the same channel. But we'll be back in about an hour right now because we have New York City FC, NYCFC versus Montreal Impact. For Heather Donnelly on the field, for Lee Godfrey, and all the staff who help bring you everything, all the action, I'm Mike Pepper. We'll talk to you in a little while from Al Lang Stadium.